It could be game over for the Texas Lottery Commission. It's May 16th, 2025, and these are your headlines. The Texas Senate has unanimously passed legislation to abolish the Texas Lottery Commission, transferring oversight of the state lottery to a different agency amid mounting concerns of corruption and mismanagement. Senate Bill 3070 by Senator Bob Hall passed 31-0. It would move control of the lottery to the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, institute a number of new safeguards, and prohibit the use of lottery courier services. These are companies that have illegally sold lottery tickets online. The legislation now heads to the House for consideration. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who's been vocal in his effort to shut down the commission, released a video after the vote celebrating the passage and outlining what he called a long overdue crackdown. He said, "We're moving operations of the state lottery to the Department of Licensing and Regulation." He said the bill bans lottery couriers. All lottery ticket sales must be in person. It limits ticket sales to 100 tickets per transaction, adds criminal penalties, establishes a 2-year trial period, and if it doesn't work, they can ban it in 2 years if the TDLR doesn't operate it as they instruct them to. Patrick added that state leaders, including himself, will now have power to personally inspect lottery operations. The overhaul comes as the Texas Lottery Commission approaches sunset, meaning the agency would cease to exist unless lawmakers take action to continue it this session. Patrick also referenced ongoing investigations led by the Texas Rangers into the lottery, as well as the alleged disappearance of former lottery executive director Gary Grief as a key concern. Grief's attorney has maintained that his client is not hiding and will cooperate with the official investigation. With Senate Bill 3070 now in the hands of the House, the future on the Texas lottery is on the line. Lawmakers will soon decide whether to finalize the sweeping reforms or let the entire system fold. The Texas House of Representatives has once again ran out the clock. As of midnight, the deadline for House bills to be passed on second reading has expired, leaving hundreds of pieces of legislation dead for the session. Despite having months to act, the House spent much of the early session at a crawl, taking frequent long weekends and moving relatively few bills. In the first few months of the session, numerous conservative members highlighted the coming logjam by objecting to early adjournments. The result was a bloated calendar on the final day, a 30-page document listing hundreds of bills awaiting action. Of course, there was never any realistic chance that lawmakers would get to them all. Adding to the backlog, House Democrats employed a time-wasting tactic known as chubbing, deliberately extending debate on bills to slow progress and kill legislation further down the list. A high-profile casualty was House Bill 3219 by Representative Joanne Shofter. It would have required the Texas Commissioner of State Health Services to issue a statewide order allowing pharmacists to dispense ivermectin without a prescription. Other conservative priorities, like those ending in-state tuition for illegal aliens or mandating E-Verify, didn't even make it to the calendar. The session's not over, however. Legislation that originated in the Senate is still eligible to be considered in the House in the coming weeks, giving conservative activists and House lawmakers a last chance to push for their priorities.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
Governor Greg Abbott has formally requested a waiver from the Department of Agriculture to prohibit the use of Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits, or SNAP, for the purchase of unhealthy foods like soda and candy. The move, announced in a letter to U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins, marks a significant push to reshape the nutritional standards of SNAP purchases in the Lone Star State. SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, is the largest federal nutrition assistance program, helping over 41 million Americans afford groceries each year. While the program's stated goal is to increase access to nutritious food, critics argue that a substantial portion of SNAP benefits are currently spent on items with little or no nutritional value. USDA data cited by Texas lawmakers indicates that about 20% of SNAP dollars go towards sugary drinks and snack foods, with sweetened beverages alone accounting for nearly 10% of expenditures. The governor's request aligns with recent legislative action in Texas. Senate Bill 379 by Mays Middleton seeks to ban the use of SNAP benefits for products like soda, candies, cookies, potato chips, corn chips, and energy drinks. The bill defines these as foods with minimal nutritional value, particularly those sold in ready-to-eat packaging. The version in the House, however, limits the restriction to only soda. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.